Hello everyone, just wanted to make sure that you can hear me and see me. Just checking a few things. Hang on a sec. 2 secs. I'm so tiny. Can you hear me? G'day Wendy. G'day Wendy, how you going? Can you hear me? And yes, hear and see. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Let me just do a few things here and I'll get myself all organized. Well, I am organized, but 2 secs. Oh gosh. All right. Here we go. G'day Gary, how you going? I'm on my phone, says Wendy. Okay, great. What I'll do is, let me see. First of all, I've got a bit of music on and I just wanted to see, is it too loud or is it annoying? Actually, my question is, can you hear it anyway? Let me know. Okay. All right, what I'm going to do here. Well, first of all, just wanted to say g'day, welcome. Welcome to Xrissart. My name is Chrissy and welcome to the live stream. It's fine for me, very subtle. Okay, great, thanks. Thanks, Wendy. All right, now today, or what I was thinking this week, I wanted to live stream. I didn't want to live stream, I wasn't sure, I just wanted to be organized. And I had an epiphany, an absolute epiphany. And I thought, I've been looking at some of the Facebook groups that I'm involved with, get to ask about, you know, what colors do I use for skin tones and all, you know, that type of thing. So I thought, seeing as I've done quite a few portraits, you know, some hits, some misses, but nevertheless, so what I thought to do was to introduce a group of live streams where I'm talking about what colours go with what complexions for pan pastels and soft pastels. So first of all, I'll go with what I've got today. Oh, g'day Nanette, how you going? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so what I'll do is, and this is, just so you can see, this is the 3 types of skin tones which I chose, but of course there's a handful more, but I thought, that's why I thought to do it, and I'll do more live streams to introduce different types of skin tones and what colors, but I thought pale complexion, olive complexion, right, and dark complexion. So I'm being optimistic here. I know it's not going to happen, but I've got, and here's my drawing. There's my lovely pale lady. Oh, g'day Elise. How you going? Good morning. Sorry, won't be able to stay long. Have to leave the house soon. That's okay. Thanks for popping by, sweetie. Fantastic. So I've got the pale complexion here, the olive, and I don't know if you can see the drawing properly, but the dark one is here, right? The art supplies that I'm using, oh sorry, I meant to say I'm a bit optimistic because these are my palettes. I've got a dark complexion palette, I've got the olive complexion palette, and I've got the fair complexion palette where I'll be mixing, and you'll be able to see. And that's the idea, because sometimes I'll introduce the pastels that I'm going to use, and you can make colours from that. And I know that I've said it before and all of that, but people still ask questions, so I thought this would be a good way to do this. Anyway, so the art supplies that I've got here is Pastel Matte, PanPastels, oh look, it's had it that one, but still going strong, and soft pastels, here we go, and I've got whole heap of pastel pencils by my side. I've got my soft tools and brushes Here we go. So I've got those. I'll probably end up using this the most. And glassine paper. Of course, my palettes, like I mentioned, and my paper towel, and my glass of water. All right, so that's not an art supply, but it's a necessity. Let me see. Ooh, the eyeshadow, the eye shading looks beautiful already. Well, I tell you what, Elise, I put the eyes down just so you could see, because sometimes anyway, just so you could see before I start. All right, so I'll put that aside. Oh, and my sharpeners, sorry. Here we go, my cheapy sharpener, you know, the one that I love so much. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll zoom in for this, and I'm going to start with the pale complexion. And as I said, if I get, which I doubt, ooh, is that, hang on. Ah, it's too much. Is that close enough? Yep. Or maybe. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it right. Ah! Oh, that'll have to do. Yep. Okay, and I'll press record for. Okay. Well, first of all, hang on a sec. Before I start. Okay, great. All right, here we go. Of course, my makeup brushes. Look, I love these. But can I say, before I go on a little bit further, when you use the soft tools, of course it goes down quicker, and I might just start off with that just a little bit, but it's with these that I do most of my work. And from all the experience now that I've had with these, for the way I paint, and because I paint tightly, I like using these brushes. It's almost as slow as, just a little bit faster than coloured pencil. That's what it reminds me of, like time-wise, because usually with these soft tools, takes next to no time to apply. But anyway, I'll just apply. Okay, so for the fair complexion lady, these are the colours that I'm going to use. I'll just put this aside. And I've written out, oh, where are you? There we go. What I've written out is a group of pastels which you could use. So, for example, the red iron oxide group for the pale complexion, and this is this lot. Okay, this is that whole group, that all in that. Oh, hang on, I don't know if you can see. Right, so there you go. So that's what I'm going to be using mostly with the pale, for the pale complexion. And I won't use white, but I will use raw umber tint for the highlights, and the the red iron oxide tint. Right. Okay. So, oh, sorry. And before I go any further, for my olive-skinned lady, or this one here, I'm going to use the burnt sienna group. And that's predominantly that group that I'll be using for this lady here. So that's that. So I'll put that aside. And for the dark-skinned lady, I've got here the raw umber group, which is this group. Sorry. Raw umber group, which is that group there. Violet extra dark and magenta extra dark. Hang on. Yes, extra dark. So they're the colors that I'm going to use for these ladies. And of course, and there's orange extra dark as well. So that's that lot. Okay. Hi everyone. Oh, g'day Mara. How you going? Thanks for popping by. Nice to see you here. I'm enjoying this already. Thanks, Nanette. Okay. Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, Mara, I'm just talking about the different types of, if you've just had a look, we're just talking about the different types of pastels that you would use for skin tones. Oh, and I forgot my kneaded eraser, and that's about it, I think. So what I might do is just, should I leave this here so you can see? Is that annoying? Is that annoying if I leave it there? Maybe not. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do, so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. All right. Okay, so I've got my reference. So this is red iron oxide X. Oh, hang on a sec. My specs. Be good if I could see something. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll do this first. I reckon I'll grab my brushes very quickly because these are too tiny areas, and my brushes will be able to give me a better. Okay, so what have I been doing this week? Well, I've got to say, I've been trying to get to my art, which is probably what I've been trying to do, and my day job, it's been so busy that I come home and I'm exhausted, but I love art so much, and I really miss it when I don't do it. So here we go. All right, so okay, right, out come the brushes. I can't help it. Okay, here we go, and my brush here, this is a daily roundie 1/4 inch for my little details, and my makeup brushes, which I don't use for makeup. I use for whoa, I use for okay, so here we go. What is that? Okay, so what have you all been doing? What have you been up to? I'd really love to know, art-wise, personal-wise, if you wanted to share, that's fantastic. Okay, so here, red iron, extra dark, and because with the pale complexion, I find it's more on the pinky side. So that's why, and so here, I just want you to see what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be mixing. See, it's like a watercolor palette, or if you're acrylic or oil painting and you've got your palette and you mix your colors, Pan Pastel would be is the only pastel that I can think of that you can do this kind of thing. Unless someone else has got something else that I haven't seen, I would love you to tell me, because this is like amazing the way you can do this. And then of course, like, I use my paper towel to so I don't contaminate. And see how what I've used is burnt umber tint, and I'm even lightening that even further, because this lady, she's got really pink light skin. So I'll start now. Here we go. And okay, I'm up to almost 5 foot 8 inches. Are you really? Geez, you're taller than me. Well, I'm 5 foot. I'm 5 foot 4. 5 foot 5. 5 foot 4. So there you go. It's holiday weekend in the US, so we're doing a lot of barbecuing. Oh yes. Mara says, you don't find the brushes lift off too much of the pastel? Yes, it does. It does. But I'm not worried about that. And if you use the soft tool, as you know, you lift off little or no pastel. But because I'm using the pastel, I'm getting into the pan here. But that's okay, because it's just a different technique. I don't mind. And you know what? These pan pastels have lasted me. This is like my first lot. And I've had these for, I don't know, 5 years? 4 years? 4 years? I don't know. Not 5 years, but 4 years or so. And look, they're still going strong. And I suppose people, when they're starting out and they go, oh look, you know, pan pastels are a bit expensive. They're a bit expensive, so I'm just a bit worried, you know, they're not going to, you know, they're a bit expensive and they don't buy them. But if you're doing skin tones, all you need is, say, a small little group like this, and you can mix and make more colors. And that's the fantastic thing. There's no way you're only 5 foot 4. That means you're barely taller than Tim. You should check your, I'm telling you, I am 5 foot 4, 160, what is it, 163 centimeters, 164 centimeters. I'm 5 foot 4. Oh actually I was about to say something naughty. Wonderful, yeah, yeah, so, and I also mix on the paper. Now, Pastel Matte, I know, and I was again on one of the Facebook pages that that I'm a member of. There was someone getting into pastels, pan pastels, and they weren't sure about what paper, and they knew that Pastel Matte was a bit expensive, and they were wondering if they could use other like cheap paper, like cartridge paper or something like that. But I'm telling you, you won't have, if someone's starting, you won't get the same experience with something other than, say, for example, Pastel Matte, UArt, Sennelier, again, that's different, Fisher 400, and you just buy a sheet, one sheet, and you just cut it down, and then you can practice that way, because that way you get to understand how the paper feels, because I can't use these brushes on anything other than Pastel Matte and all of those sort of sanded surfaces. I wouldn't use a brush on, say, something like, you know, like a smooth paper, like a Bristol vellum or smooth, or, you know, an Ingress one. So I wouldn't use that. So, yeah. Jeff says, do you find that some of the soft pastels kind of skid over the brushwork of a pan? Do you find that some of the soft pastels kind of skid? Skid? I know what skid means, but how would it skid? With these brushes, they don't skid, not on pastel mat. In fact, this paper grabs the pastels so much that sometimes blending could be a problem, but it just means that you haven't applied too many layers with this. So, yeah. I just wanted to make sure that you can see. Is this bright enough for you? Anyway, I hope the light is good. Here. You just blew my mind. All of theirs, there's 3 hours, all of theirs hours talking, and I'm just learning, this. Don't leave pigments on top of the, don't leave pigments on top of the pan. Do you mean, like, Jeff, do you mean when I apply the brush, it slides? It don't, well, it does. Oh, okay, don't leave pigments. So I just what I do is I just wipe my brush and then I grab the pastel. Oh my gosh, I understand what you're saying. Do you always do portraits on the darker paper? Says Nanette. Yes, I find I was in the beginning. I tried all sorts of paper, coloured paper, and I found that the dark blue, the dark green are the best because it helps me gauge and adjust my tones and stuff like that. It's because they're complementary colours, you see, so that's why. And the lighter colours, because with the pan pastels, with the pads, with the lighter ones, I'll use for coloured pencil, you know, so nothing gets wasted. Okay, so what I'm doing, I just want to put colours so I don't lose a map. That's all I'm doing at the moment. And I'll even get my almost feels like I'm putting makeup on, foundation with this. Yeah, always for but you know what? Not only for portraits, even for landscapes, I'm finding that the darker ones are the much better ones to work with. Yeah. Okay. All right. So again, I'm mixing. So I'm just looking at my reference. I sometimes find some soft pastel pigments will not stick to the base coat of the pan. Okay. You mean, okay, hang on. I sometimes find that the soft pastel pigments, oh, sorry, I'm thinking pan pastels. Sorry, Jeff. The penny drops, okay? The penny drops. Ding. Yes. Sometimes. Yes. Sometimes. I think it all depends. You know what? They're two different binders. They're water-based. And these are not water-based. I don't know what the binder is in that one. Maybe I haven't done my homework, but the soft pastels are water-based. That's the difference. And I think that's why it may not stick. So then you've got to watch out. So I would imagine that if you put pan pastel down first, then the soft pastel, it should stick. Yeah. Gotta go, says Elise. Thanks for popping by, sweetie. Nice to see you. I'll probably catch up with you on one of your streams as well. Talk to you later. Okay. So, yes, now I understand what you mean, Jeff. Crikeys. Serious? What's wrong with me? Maybe I should start drinking my glass of wine now. Heck, it's only 10:25 here in the morning. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's very naughty of me to say that, isn't it? Okay, so, and see how it does stick. It does stick. But for me it's a good thing, because then I can apply as many layers as I want. And I'm going to use my other one. This is the one with the pointy edge. I don't know what you call it. But then I've got this one where you apply, it picks up more pastel and puts down more pastel. So for this, I'm going to do something with her forehead here. So I'm just a bit all over the place with it, because I just want to put down the colors, and then I'll start. But look how fantastic this is. Look at all of these different colors that I'm making from these four pans. Jeff goes, I find the pan sticks well. Sticks well, yes. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm making some more. And see, Mara, you were talking about, I'm going to just bring it up close. There is pastel dust there, sure, but it's like picking up paint off your palette, and then mixing, right? So what I'm doing now is oh, I don't know, just so you can see, I rub this off, make sure, like you would a soft tool, and then pick up more color. Now this is a slightly bit more saturated, so I'm using the burnt umber tint to desaturate it a little bit, and I'll put that over here and mix it a bit, and mix on here. Yeah. Wow. Well, what else have I been doing this week? Really just working with my day job, really, and hanging out on people's live streams, saying g'day to everyone. Pretty much. See, as you can see, it's not gliding on with the brush. Because of the brush, it's not gliding on my paper. But as you can see, I'm mixing on my paper, on here, and I'm getting my tones, trying to get my values right as I'm doing it. Mara says, that's awesome, but I thought it'd be hard to use a brush on your paper, but you don't seem to have issues. No, it's because you got to get this brush. Or there are other synthetic brushes that you can use. There are, but it's got to have, it's soft but firm. I don't know. But these are on Amazon, these eco tools. If you look up in the, look, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I just got to tell you that. It's just that I'm sharing. That's all. It's just that everything, if I find something that's cool to share, I'll let you know. So that's on Amazon, by the way. Nanette says, I played with Inktense blocks today. It was interesting. Oh yeah, how did you go with those? Different medium altogether, isn't it? Yeah, well it dries and then you can't move it after that once it dries. So it's good for layering. And what project were you doing, Nanette? Sounds good. Okay, see, as you can see, it's all blending in really nicely now. I might even surprise you guys and actually finish a face this live stream, which I'm not normally very good at finishing. Okay, so here we go. And just let me know if the music is annoying, because I'll turn it off if it is. So if it's bothering you, annoying you, here we go. Yeah, so now you know what? I'm going to put so many layers on this by the time I'm finished. And you can use pastel pencils on top. Now I've got Conti's, and Jeff will have a go with the pastels, the actual soft pastels on top of the pan, so we can see how that goes. I wanted to show you, but you see these, the Conti's. I've also got Faber-Castell. Now, can I just tell you, I don't know because I don't hear many people use this, but Brunzil pastel pencils. They also make colored pencils. So this is, I think, and of course Stabilo, Carbothello. These three would be my favorite. How can they be my favorite? I've got to have one favorite, but these three are my favorites, these brands, but for different things, you see. So if I wanted something like a sharp detail, I'd probably use the Faber-Castell, which is slightly harder, and use the Brunzil and the Carbothellos for the softer stuff. Mara says, this already looks amazing. I want some. First of all, we're playing a new game while I'm watching. Says Wendy, I was doing a rose, and Nanette says, I was doing a rose and I plan to do the same rose in watercolor. Oh, okay, to really see the difference. Steep learning curve, but I kind of like them. Yeah, look, I love watercolor, as you know. I'm just an absolute novice, and the same with Inktense, but I just love the look of it. I love how the end result looks fabulous. Yeah, hard. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Okay, so, and again, all right. So here, this is the red iron oxide, just the red iron oxide shade here. I better put them in order because that's how they look when you're putting them together like that. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. See, you've got to, oh, put too much, but that's okay. I blend out and I desaturate as well. See, look at that. I can do, look, I don't know, I've lost count of how many layers I can put on this now. So it is slow, as you can see, but I really like it. So how do you guys work? Do you work tightly or loosely or combination of both? Because I also love loose. I like the loose strokes that I like is when you just do loose strokes and you can actually see, well, you can see the image, you know what I mean? whereas here it's a bit more realistic, but with loose strokes it's sort of not that it's not realistic, but it's just it's a bit more abstract, isn't it, when you do loose strokes. So here we go. Now I'm mixing, that's raw umber tint. It's desaturating that pink. Yeah. What else have I been doing? You can ask me questions as well. I'm happy to answer them. Here we go. See, that's just like, that's nowhere near finished. What I'm trying to say is that, here we go. I've just applied raw umber tint. See? And this other side is like a mop brush for when you're painting, you know, when you want to smooth something out, and you can smooth, when you've got enough pigment on here, you smooth it out with the other side. There we go. Still going. Here we go. Well, what's been going on? I'll tell you what's been going on with me actually lately. And I have mentioned it before. My son's going into the army, which I'm so proud and so glad that he's doing this for himself. So, but he's not in there yet, but he's going in there soon. And my daughter's having a baby next month, so I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time. So it'll be fun. Did you do the eyes with pencils? Yes, I did. I did them with pastel pencils, and I'll show you which ones I used. These ones here. Now, this Brunzil, although it's grey, but it's like a blue grey, and it's 78. And I used Carbothello as well. I used, again, Carbothello, the brown one, and the 181, which is like a burnt umber, which I've got quite a few pencils of this. It's just fantastic. Instead of black, it's like charcoal, like light black. Grey. It's grey. So that's what I used there. Oh, I remember when my son joined the Marines, I was in shock. Congratulations on the Grand. Yeah. Yeah. Marines, gosh, he must be a tough boy. Yeah, my one's going into the army. I think the training is the thing which is just awesome. Like, you've got to be super fit. And they just don't take anyone. There's a lot of rigorous interviewing and stuff like that. So, and good luck to them, you know. Okay, I'm going to leave this for a bit now, and I'm going to go into the eye area, and I'm going to use the little brush, like a really little brush, to get in there. So again, and then I'll just go on top with the eyebrows. But the reason why I've left it like that is just so you can see her eyes. Here we go. Jeff goes, I remember when I joined the army, I was in shock. Oh, serious, Jeff? Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Well, Well, you understand the Australian Army. Okay. So this is just a normal watercolor brush. Again, so I'm just applying. I'm just looking at my reference all the time, just applying the values where I think that they are, and then I will blend on top of that. Oh, and just to let you all know, Wendy and I are going to be live streaming sometime next month, and so if you're interested, we've always got a project in mind, so you're welcome to join us when that happens, and I'll send a notification when all that happens. So it's really cool, because then we get to talk about what we discover. We go away, we think about a topic, and we go away, and we're different we look at things differently, and so we come together and we invite you guys to come in, and because we're all, you know, like we're all artists and we all do things differently, and it's really nice to share all your tips and your tricks and how you apply your artwork and your techniques for different things. Everyone's got something different to offer, which is fantastic. I love it. Jeff says the main thing is not to take what the instructor says personally. Oh, Nanette says my son was stationed with the Aussies in Afghanistan. Serious? Wow. Wow. Did he understand them? That's the question. Did he understand them? Because Aussies talk half all the time, you know, like we're always nicknaming every word, like 2 seconds. Cool. The dynamic duo rides again. It's fun and learn a lot. Oh, that's right. Dynamic duo. Oh, so funny. You know, Jeff, dynamic duo. You're showing your age, and that's okay. I'm from the same generation. I know what the dynamic duo is. When I used to watch Batman and Robin in the 70s, right? That's what they were called then. I don't know what Batman and Robin gets called these days. Nanette says, tell me again what those makeup brushes are. I want to order. Okay, there. Can I show you? Eco Tools. Now remember, there's this tip, and there's this tip. That, what do you call that tip? I don't know. That tip. The Eco, yeah. They're really cool. Okay, where am I here? Oh look, this is coming along really nicely actually. We might be able to get to see, hopefully the likeness will be okay. And it doesn't necessarily have to be exact, but I'd like it to look close to the portrait, particularly when you're doing, for those who are doing portraits and stuff like that. Oh, that's what I wanted to make a note of. I don't know. I just wanted to find. I was having a look at when we're talking about portraits. Different countries have different styles or different subject matters. I've noticed that a lot of people in the UK and in the US do a lot of portraits, and in Australia I haven't seen people do too many portraits, except for one other one, which is Sheldine. I know that she does portraits, animal portraits, but she's the only one that I know of that does portraits. In Australia, I think, Oh, hang on, there is Andrew Tischler. He's an amazing oil painter. He does wonderful, wonderful work. He does portraits. But yeah, I was just wondering that, because the only reason why I say that is because some of the Facebook groups that I'm on, a lot of people post portraits, animal portraits and people portraits. It's really, really, there's a great big buzz with that. Am I, Nanette's, Myra says, we record Batman and Robin and watch them a lot. It's hilarious now that they aren't in such a hero status. Yeah. You know, and then there's the music and kapow and all of that. Well, they don't do that anymore. Obviously, it's a bit more sophisticated. But back then, oh my gosh, I never missed an episode. Yeah, I just wanted to find out, why is it more, why do people like pet portraits a lot? That's what I wanted to ask. I suppose it's like one of your family too. It's like a family member, and yeah. I mean, I do portraits all the time, but I like to mix it up with landscapes, and well, I'm trying to learn landscapes. Oh wow, look, she's coming along. The eye's coming along. Here we go. And I'll go on the other side. Sorry. No. Most people I know do landscapes or seascapes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I suppose it's where I'm looking. Maybe it's me. I'm looking. Maybe it's where I'm looking. Here we go. So now the other eye. Have a look at this. Isn't this incredible? Look at all the colours. So out of 4 colours, I'm making all sorts of colours from here, which is really cool. Yeah. So again, the red iron oxide, the dark, or extra dark, sorry. Here we go. See this little brush, how much, it just gives me so much control. Oh, can you all hear my husband? He's in the, my studio is in the, at the end of the property where I am, and he's having a bit of a giggle. Here we go, and I've just put some burnt umber tint. Look how it blends really nicely on the paper. Really, really good. Really like how it does that. What type of paper is your palette? You know what? It's just ordinary. Now this is just an ordinary cheap type paper. You could use cartridge paper. You could use watercolor paper. Not very thick, but I find the tooth grabs this pastel here a little bit. It's just got it's got a little bit of a tooth, and it helps me mix, which is really good. Okay. Here we go. Can you hear the brush on the paper? Actually, I just wanted to find out, is the sound of my voice okay? Can you hear it clear? I just wanted to make sure that the sound is good, that's all. Okay. I feel like I'm putting eyeshadow on. Okay. Great sound, both voice and brush. Okay, all right. Just making sure, that's all. Yeah. See, chopping and changing. All right, I need my other brush now. It's going on too slow. Here we go. Well, and well, here we're knocking on the door for winter, and it's a gorgeous day. Beautiful sun. It's beautiful and sunny. Temperature's a little bit low, but it's just gorgeous. If only the rest of the winter would be like this, this will be really good. I understand Europe and the US on the northern hemisphere all summer, but here it's really, really nice at the moment. Not terribly cold. I'll be whinging of the weather later down the track. Can you see how it's just grabbing the pastel? It just reminds me of oil painting, is the way it does that. Okay. Those brushes just set me back $4.04. There you go. Oh, there you go. Cheap as chips. Well, I got mine from the supermarket and I paid $14. So, and that's from the supermarket. I've got mine. That's a funny story how I found these. Oh, and I know I've said it before, but jeepers creepers. Because, you know, I've got these as well. If you're shopping, you might as well get one of these as well. Because, I'll tell you why, that one is like the soft, it's like the soft tool, no, sorry, the soft applicators. The sponge is dense. Yeah. Let me see, what time is it? I might get Dave, Dave's my husband, I might get Dave to get me a glass of wine. What are you guys drinking? Water? It's probably hot over, sorry, it's probably hot over there where you guys are at the moment, which is nice. Okay. So you just pick up pigment, pretty much, and I'll I'm just picking up pigment and I'm making colours. There we go. Here we go, I'll just put that to the side. There we go. Here we go. Mara says, Nanette says, I remember when you fell in love with the big green brush, soft tool on steroids. How do you think of these things? Like, how do you think of these things? So quick-witted. Mara says, I'm roasting salmon and asparagus. Yum. Oh, yum. I have leftover chicken. Oh, wow. Okay. So. There's the dust. Now I'm applying raw umber tint on top, and there's so much more layers that I can put down. She'll start to pop soon. There we go. Okay, now her nose. Here we go. Right, small brush now. Actually no. So with the pale complexions, it's more on the pink side. And now whenever I do any kind of pastel painting, I always make sure that I've got something like this, like my palette next to me. And I think it's because it gives me options. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it gives me options. So it's a bit, her nose here is a bit too saturated. So I'll desaturate it. And I'm going to use there we go. Okay, I think this is where I'm going to use pastel pencils soon. Okay, here we go. Now, pastel pencils come out. What I'm going to do, that's a bit dark at the moment. A bit of a brown. I don't know what you call it. 635. It's a 704. And what else have I got that I would use? Sorry, I'm just having a look at the colours which I think I should be using. I'll make sure that I get it right. Venetian Red. Here we go. Venetian Red by Derwent. Not my favourite pastel pencil, but I like them because there's different colours. You make that look so easy. I notice you mainly paint on black canvases. Is it easier than white? Jeff says, well, the pastel paper, the darker ones, as you can see, it just helps with, it helps me figure out and make sure that I keep my values correct or close to correct. That's why. And it's a complementary color. This is a complementary color, and the greens, the green pastel mat is also complementary. I reckon that's even better to use. And the Xrissart. Those three are the ones that I like to use. Mara says, you make it look so easy. Nanette says, I have a set of watercolor pencils in my cart at Amazon waiting for the price to go down. Yesterday they notified me that it happened. The price dropped from $193. Seriously, Amazon. Seriously, Amazon. Yes, yes. Okay, so I just here, and my darker one here. It sort of goes here. The nostrils are here. Where's my brush? Here we go. I think I need to go light here. We're getting there. I'm not going to rush it. I'm always rushing. So this is what we call the ugly stage. The ugly stage. And here we go. Here we go. There we go. So we're getting there very slowly. That bit there is a bit too dark for me. It's a good thing about pastels, so forgiving, you know. I think that and oils. But even, oh, I'm actually going to get into some acrylics as well. It'd be fun to watch me make a fool of myself with acrylics because they dry so quickly on me. But I haven't given up. Oh, g'day, Lady Marigold. Welcome, welcome. This looks amazing. And if this is the ugly stage, I can hardly wait to see the final stage. Thanks. Well, yeah. Thank you for that. All right, so. See, but the whole exercise here is just to show you that you don't need a lot of if you were wanting to get PanPastels, for example, you don't need a lot, just a handful could do the trick. Like all of these ones that I've just shown you, all these ones here, you know, that you don't need much because you can mix, which is a very nice characteristic of the pastels. But these are just gorgeous too. I love them too, you know. Okay, on the nose, we're nearly there, maybe. And as you can see, no problem with pastel pencil going on top of these, which is cool. Here we go. I need more pastel down here underneath her nose. Oh, g'day Steve, mate. Thanks for popping by. Nice to see ya. Yeah, Nanette says, yeah, the other day they were around 170, hoping for a Memorial Day sale. Memorial Day. What is Memorial Day? Is that like a Labor Day? Like we have a Labor Day here in Australia. Is that what that is? Sounds like it is. Just let me make sure I don't lose my lips. Here we go. So here's a question. What's your favorite medium that you like to use? If you paint with acrylics, is that the only thing that you ever paint with? Or if you draw, or if you use ink, is that the only thing that you ever use? Which is really interesting. Oh look, she's coming along. Here we go. We're getting there. Here we go. Can you see now when I say that like I have control? And plus this is a small face, because normally the faces that I do are actually a lot bigger here, but like for this exercise, and you'll see me do here we go. She snarled at the rest of us, Steve. She likes you better. Mara says, I love charcoal, graphite, and my go-to acrylics. But I now want to love pastels. Wendy says Labor Day in September. Oh, okay, because we have Labor Day in September. Steve says, I just love how excited you get, you Greek folks. Gotta love a person like that. I know. Oh, sorry. I do that in real life too. Oh gosh, could you imagine if you saw me in real life? I do get excited. Well, I do. Okay. Oh, her nose looks a bit wonky here. Wonky. Sorry. Skew-if, wonky. Here we go. Jeff says, remember Ace Day is like Anzac Day. Oh, okay. Is Memorial Day like Anzac Day? Is that what you're telling me? Steve says, it is just my PC, or does things seem a little out of focus? Am I out of focus? Well, you know what? I think, no, it's not you, Steve, it's me. I think my resolution is not all that fantastic. Because, am I focused? Can you see me if I'm focused? Artista, oh yeah, Wendy says, wonder how disruptive it would be for us to walk into your workplace. Oh, look, all the time. You see, well, I'm a receptionist, so you can imagine I'm talk all the time, greeting people all the time. So it's my job, I suppose. Yeah, my day job is not really artistic. In fact, it's the other side of the spectrum. Okay. What I might do here as well is fix this chin for a little bit, and then I'm going to start defining the eyes, and then I'm going to keep on going with the skin tones as well, because I want to fix her eyes. She's looking at me funny. And the lips, yeah, I want to fix the lips. So let me just finish her chin there. Yeah, I need to pick up a lot of pigment when I'm doing this. Am I still out of focus? Okay. And as you can see, look, it's blending. I just put some burnt umber tint on her chin and blended it nicely. And these are just the first layers. There we go. And make this just a little bit lighter. She is lighter, more fair skinned. I've made her darker. There we go. Okay, I'm going to come back to her skin. I want to fix her eyes and her mouth, and then I'll keep on going with her skin. And what I'm using is pastel pencils. And what was I using before? I was using I'm going to eat supper. I'll check back in. Hopefully you're still streaming, hopefully. Okay. And I need a sharp pencil. That's what I need. Look how cool. Look how sharp point I can get with a pastel pencil with that sharpener. Just terrific. And what other one did I need? I needed and here we go. Very good quality pencils, the Brunswick ones, I find. Superb quality. Okay. And the whites of the eyes are not white, they're like a grey, say. And I'm going to use my little brush to looks like she's coming to life now a little bit, maybe. I missed it. What sharpener gives you that point? Steve, look at this. $2.50 Australian. But the blade's made in Germany. And, yep, so that's that. Not white. Hang on, I just need to. Okay. So, and I need to light. She's got baby blues. And the only black, I will use black, but what I'll do is I'll use the black. Where's my black? Where's my black about? Where's my black? Oh, did I not bring my black? I'm just trying to get my black. Oh, here it is. For the pupil. And my white just for that little highlight, because I need that white for that. Give her cat pupils. She'll look catty, yeah, for sure. Yahoo, I have that, several in fact. I do get good results with them if I'm careful and not overdo it. Yes, yeah, yes, agree. Here we go. Okay, her eyebrows. And again, I'll go over. I just don't want to lose my map, that's all, or where I'm up to with it. Okay, so with her mouth, actually I just wanted to do something else here. And I'm going to go over that again, so okay, now with her mouth, I'd probably just use skin color or skin tone for the mouth. So I'll continue to do, for the mouth, I'll use this pastel and then come in with a pastel pencil to do some details. So here we go. And of course I did this brown, but see, I cover it, as you can see. Brown, where is it? The red iron oxide. Geez, she looks like she's got collagen in her lips so far. Okay. What about projects? What projects are you guys up to? Anything that you'd like to share? I mean, Annette mentioned. Anybody else? Gosh. But she has got full lips, that's the thing though. So you can see what I mean when you, with these brushes, how you can get fine detail. Oh, not brown. I'm using, just want to sharpen this one again. A Conti, it's just very close to, there we go, another sharp point again. Nice. And I'm going to blend this. No. Okay. Legos. Yes, Legos. Have you guys, I'm sure if you guys are connected with, I'm sure you guys are with Wendy, you should see some of the fantastic stuff that she's built with Legos. Certainly need patience for that. I've got none. I'm struggling with patience now as it is with my art. Okay, she needs to be so much more paler. So much more paler. Big Ben. Ah, Big Ben. Is that what it is? Oh, wow. Okay. It's going to take me a while to get the lips right, but you're getting the gist. As you can see, I'm just using, again, the skin tones. Yeah, in this okay. All right. Just getting some skin tones. And what I want to do is check that. And again, this is Stabilo Carbothello, and this is Faber-Castell 132. And look at this one, Stabilo Carbothello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. extremely light fast. I like that. And as you can see, pastel pencils go very nicely on top. And almost like a really dark brown here. Don't worry, that'll all even itself out when I use the brush. Lady Marigold says, my husband has a huge Lego city with railroads and collector building sets. The whole thing is about 10 by 20. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Steve says, off subject, I will be getting my job back end of July at the dog rescue ranch. Wow, that's fantastic, Steve. Wonderful. Hurricane last August did a number on the place. I remember it's taken you a while to get yourself together with that, like your residents and all of that. Was out there today, and the dogs slobbered me pretty good. They miss me. Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to soften, as you can see, I'm just softening this up. And I'll just keep on touching it and like touching it up, and so you can see pastel pencils on top work really well, no problem. Okay, I'm just going to leave her there. This is when I can go in detail here. This is a lovely pencil. And now I'm just picking all the bits where I can see all the highlights, punching things up. How good is this that you can, all these layers. Sorry, I've been a bit quiet. Okay. I donated to Animal Rescue after that hurricane. Couldn't stand the thought of those poor animals without their humans. That's sad, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm doing now with that, the reason why I've done that is because I'm going to blend it a little bit. Here we go. What is the blue? And it said, oh, okay. Jeff goes, what is the blue brush you are using there? This is the, I'm going to see if I can, oh, it's very hard to read, but it's Daler Rowney, 1/8 of an inch. That's what that is. But it's fantastic. It's so tiny. Look at it. And I got that from Jackson's, I think, or maybe somewhere on eBay. But I think they've come from, yeah. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the vacuum because I don't want to blow all of this. So, two secs. There we go. Coming along. Okay. So you get the idea. I'm going to do her ears and I'm going to do this section here. What I might do then is jump on another lady. Maybe I won't do the hair because that's not the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is to use the skin tones. So, but I need to give her some eyelashes. And I just want to fix her eye for a minute. Just want to fix this up a bit here. And just fix this a little bit up here. The lid sort of goes like that. Don't want to lose a lid. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just do part of her neck here, and that's always going to be darker because of the shadow. And what I'll do is I'll use soft tool. Shouldn't have done it there. Oops. Okay, I'll put too much on this side. Just want to make sure you see that. I can't be without this, my kneaded eraser. Jeff says, is that a smooth finish or can you see some of the matte texture through it? is that a smooth finish? Yes, it is a smooth finish. Yes, it is. Okay, so here we go. More. Here we go. So look at all the colours that you can make. Just incredible. Okay. There's a hand there. And you know how good I am at hands? Not. Yeah. See, I find that I use, see, there you go. Somebody was asking me about, look what happens. Yeah. Okay. So you're getting the idea of what I'm doing here, and this is generally my process. This is how I tackle all my pastel work these days with my brush. No ugly hand, says Nanette. No ugly hand. No, no, no. Oh, g'day, Wicked. How you going? Thanks for popping by. Hi everyone, Chrissy. Now, when you mention kneaded eraser, anyone ever used Faber-Castell's yellow color one? No. No. I was almost ready to throw it away. How useless it is for me for graphite, super soft. But then it found its use for lifting off colour pencil layers on black paper. Oh wow, nice. Must have a look at that. Homework. I've got homework. I've got homework. I should write this down. I'll have a look later in the chat. Later on I'll have a look and write this down. Okay, so oh, that should not have happened. I've gone over. Oh, here we go. Got to use it again. Picks off beautifully, which is great. I also use General's, is it General's soft gum eraser, which looks like, what does Wendy call it? Cheese. It looks gross. It just looks absolutely gross. Well, I'm not throwing any of it away, am I? Yeah, isn't that what you called it once, Wendy? What, cheese? Here we go. It's somewhere there. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to do her ears, and then I'll see if we can Steve says, haha, she did it again. She just gets so excited. Love it. It's your trademark now, like Bob Ross has happy trees. You have happy greetings in store for those joining in. Oh my gosh. Funny. 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 Okay, so I'll just do her ears. And I'm hopeless on ears as well. I just got to say that. But let's have a go. Well, she'll look like... Anyway, let's have a look. I'm just having a look at my reference, that's all. Her ears, sometimes there's this dark bit here. Ears are like hands for me, as well. I struggle with the ear. It's all of those little curves, isn't it? Here we go. I'm just laying down the colour, and then I'll probably yes, cheese. Oh gosh. She looks a bit like Dr. Spock, actually. There we go. So, okay, after this one, which one did you want me to do? The darker skin lady, or did you want me to do the olive skin lady? Can't believe I'm actually going to end up doing another lady. Maybe? I don't know. I should finish this bit here. The darker one. Okay, I'll do the darker one. See, look at this, the ear. That's a good, yeah. Lady Marigold says, I've just joined your channel, so this was my first time watching your live stream. Learned a lot watching you blend these pan pastels. Have to go now. Hope to catch you again next time. Way to go, Lady Marigold. Thank you for joining. Always a pleasure. Just nice. Thank you so much. Here you go. So there's that, and then there's, there we go. Now looking more like something, I think. Whoa, looking more like something, and a bit more pink in here again, and a bit more here. See, obviously I'd spend so much more time in getting this right, but what I wanted to do is just to give you an idea how all this works. Okay. Oh look, she looks like Dr. Spock. go. I'll just even all of that out. Here we go. And what I might do is use a bit of just a bit of white here. Bit of white on her nose. Again. See, look at all the layers. I don't know if you guys have been counting, but I've lost track of how many layers I've put down here. So, hang on, nearly there. Oh. Okay, got to use the vacuum cleaner again. Now I know that vacuum cleaner's just as bad as blowing, but it's the lesser of the two evils. Nanette says, I sure was. They'll probably wondering why I haven't caved yet. Oh, sorry, I missed something. Oh, the discount. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So you get the gist of, smooth her out, I think. I'll do her lashes. Okay, her lashes with a very sharp and sometimes just the suggestion of lashes. She might be a bit too much there. Sorry, I'm a bit quiet. I just wanted to concentrate just a little bit more. There we go. I only started shopping there recently. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So in a nutshell, that's the the fair complexion, and I'll do her hair, but I'll do it later on. But maybe I should, yeah, the darker colour. Did you want me to do the darker colour? Darker one, I think. This will be interesting. Okay. So I'm going to put my red iron oxide aside just for the time being, and bring out my burnt umbers, burnt umber shade, burnt umber, oh sorry, not burnt umber, what am I saying, raw umber, raw umber, raw umber shade. There they are there. My violets. Oh, here we go. We can have this conversation again. Violet or magenta? This one says violet, okay, and this one is magenta. So there we go. Dark orange. All right. So I'll pull out. So I'll put that aside. And we can have the dark complexion. So before I do that, are you guys okay for me to start this, or we can do this another time? I just wanted to check, but yeah. Which I think is really interesting, how those 4 colours that you saw me use, apart from her eyes and stuff like that, you could do a portrait with PanPastels. Yeah, but there's still a lot to do on here, but just to give you an example. Or I just might leave it there, I think. How long have I been streaming? Oh, nearly 2 hours. That's a long time. Well, what about if I just adjust her, for example? Maybe I can adjust her, finish her off for sure. How about we do that instead, maybe? And I can do the dark lady next time. Okay, just so, using soft. That's right, because I was going to show Jeff that you can do use soft pastels on top of pastel pencils. Yeah. See, Jeff, if you're still around, I'm going to be signing off soon, so but I'll catch the next portrait on the replay. Okay. Well, I might just leave it here as well. After I'm going to finish this. I think I might leave it here myself as well. But thanks for popping by, Nanette. So happy to see you here. Enjoy your company as well. There you go, Jeff. This is a, well, soft pastel, hard pastel. I might get a clean. Jeff says, looking good, Chrissy. Thanks, mate. Wicked says, how good would you say are makeup brushes for blending PanPastels if you tried it? How good? Makeup brushes. Really good. I've been using these makeup brushes for a lot of my pastel paintings lately. A good handful of them, absolutely. Blending PanPastels, because that's what these are. You see? That's what these are. That's what I've been doing. Yeah. Terrific. Really good. Just smooth it out. Here we go. Just noticed you're not holding a regular brush. Thank you. I got myself a set, now just waiting for PanPastel to arrive. I just think it, yeah, there you go. I just think these are fantastic. And I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored. Just sharing a tip, really. Yeah, so there you go. I'll probably do more on this, and I think I might just leave it there, and because but just to let you know, like maybe my next live stream will be doing maybe the dark lady on this same portrait, just so you can see. Pretty much, this is pretty much those colors. So if you were just curious, we could which PanPastels are coming to you. Did you buy a set or did you buy individual pans? So all you have to do is just buy a handful of, oh, there it goes. Yeah, all you have to do is just buy a handful of PanPastels, and that's for the soft complexion. So I just wanted to say, look, thank you so much for popping by and joining in, and you know, just giving your time. Until the next time, bye for now.